I really thought the debate between Dr. Hogback's way of thinking and Chopper's way of thinking was just such a great argument to be had.
One Piece, Chapter 468, Pirate Chopper versus the Mystery Man Hogback.
Well, hello, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, and I'm here to bring you another review on the awesome and undead and really kind of philosophically cool tale that is One Piece. Now, of course, following the events of last chapter where Ryuma was defeated by Zoro, I really thought it was a great battle in the sense that there was a lot of honor and it wasn't just a lot of... I just thought it was a very good battle and it was done very well. It was not too long and in my opinion has been one of the high points of this particular arc so far. That, of course, and Usopp being empowered as he was, but Oda does such a great job of that. It seems like almost every arc that, that it's almost commonplace. Like, okay, when are we going to have Usopp get torn down and then brought back up again? So, anyway... this chapter, though, winds up shifting the focus back to Dr. Hogback and, of course, Chopper, who is going to face off against him. Now, if you remember, he's got Sindri with him, and he's also got that Jigoro of the Wind, which is actually, he actually has the shadow of Zoro in him, and then the little penguin, the little penguin fellow as well, that has the actual soul of Sanji in him, too. So Chopper and Robin were kind of left to their own devices as Luffy moved on to go take out Gecko Moria, and we haven't seen what's gone on with that in a few chapters. But this is all front and center, and this is the Chopper chapter. This is what this is. This is Chopper and Dr. Hogback, and Chopper kind of lecturing him on just the philosophical differences that they have in things. Hogback was very much a like, you know what, I was a surgeon just for the money. People kept, just because I was a great surgeon, people kept coming to me, save my father, save my son. And it was a hindrance, it was an annoyance to him. He thinks that he's great. He thinks that he's so great that something like that is beneath him, right? Whereas Chopper was like, hearing about your different exploits and the things that you did and the lives that you saved, that made me want to become a doctor. That empowered me to. That made me believe in something. And it's one of those situations where, when you're a child, you think that, this musician, this TV star, this movie star, whatever, this politician, I guess, if you're into that type of thing, is your hero. And a lot of times when you actually wind up meeting them and getting to know them, you find out that they're a hurtful, sinful, damaged, broken person. A person who only does it for, for the fame or for the money or the power that comes with it. And that's very much what's going on here, is that Chopper is still a good person inside. Chopper is someone who, even though he's this, this mutated reindeer animal amalgamation, character that has this devil fruit in him, Chopper has more humanity in his little hoof than Dr. Hogback has had his entire life. And what I like is the first half of the chapter is very much, they've kind of been pinned down now. Jigoro has his sword to Robin's neck, basically. Apparently they tried to do something with salt and whatnot to get the zombies done. But there's this kind of back and forth going on, this banter, which for me was the high point of the chapter between Hogback and between Chopper. It was Chopper very much saying, you know what, listen, I don't even respect you anymore, bro. So I'm not trying to lecture you on anything. I'm just trying to let you know that this is how I am, and this is how I'm going to be. And you being a scumfuck piece of shit like you are, it's not going to change me at all, right? So anyway, Hogback goes into this big, long spiel and flashback thing about how... And then the next argument is, are these people alive or not? Because Chopper says, you could do such great things and make so many people happy by being able to bring somebody back to life, being able to revive the dead. However, that's not what you're doing. You're going and you're taking these people, and because they're under your control and they're like these puppets and everything else, they're not anything other than maybe what looks like the person that lived before. It's no life to be able to come back to life as this decaying of flesh zombie that only is able to take orders and follow orders. So then that's the next argument, is basically like, are they alive or are they dead? Or are they just kind of doomed to repeat the same things? Because you're not really alive if you're being controlled by somebody else. Hogback gives us the backdrop, though, on Sindri. He was in love with Sindri when she was this star, and everything else, and she was very humble, very grounded in her, in the way she was. But he basically, no matter how much he asked her to marry him, she would not do it because she said that she was engaged or betrothed to somebody else. And then after her unfortunate accident where she did die and everything, he went and dug up her body. And basically, this is where you find out that Hogback is very much a only loves people for their looks and skin deep. He didn't like her attitude. He didn't like the part of her being and soul that rejected him and said, no, I don't want anything. No, keep it in your pants, Hogback, right? He only wanted the face, the looks, the tits, the ass. That's what he wanted. He wanted the physical appearance of Sindri and somebody to follow him unconditionally, obediently. Right? So anyway, Chopper gets up and goes to start coming at him, and Sindri's going and throwing these plates, and there's just this whole battle that's ensuing, and Chopper's holding her and trying to go and get through to her and saying, listen, what would your family think? You're not alive. You're not. He's trying to talk some sense into her, right? Anyway, he winds up asking Robin for some help to go and put a salt pellet in her mouth. Robin has a hand pop out of Sindri and go to put it in there. But then Jigoro and the Penguin Sanji guy are ordered to attack Chopper, which they do, right? Well, as they're going to attack him, though, they start actually clashing and butting heads because they both think that the order was given to the other one, right? One of them thinks the order was given to him, the other one thinks the order was given to him. And this is the funny part of the chapter because Zoro and Sanji always clash. Even though they manage to work together a handful of times to get shit done, for the most part, they clash, right? So now that this is just the shadows of their former selves, and they don't really have as many of the memories and everything else, but just some of the kind of mannerisms and some of the habits that you get into, right? Old habits die hard. These two just start beating the shit out of each other. So then Robin goes and pulls some hands out of Dr. Hogback over there and covers up his mouth, so now he can't give him orders, right? And then I think that, man, the tip, I shouldn't even say the tip of the iceberg, just the awesome, just hilarious, funny, ironic part of the chapter is they go and wind up tricking him, Chopper and Robin do, and they say, hey, listen, I bet you couldn't get him to jump off get us to jump off the the building, because you can give orders to whoever, right? So they basically trick him, and it's kind of like when somebody's saying no and you're saying yes, and you keep going back and forth, and then all of a sudden, some point in there, you change your yes to no, and then they get mind fucked and go oh, yes, and now they say what you want to say, right? They do this to Hogback basically because Hogback goes and then says, oh, I'll do that all day. Jump off the tall building because they're in this tall tower, right? So. So the Penguin Sanji and Jigoro of the Wind Zoro, right, with the shadows of those two, go and jump off the fucking building. And Chopper and Robin are like, you stupid son of a bitch. We're not going to jump off the building. But Hogback got so tied up in it and so flustered that he thought maybe if he said that they would actually listen to him unconditionally. The chapter winds up ending with him commanding Sindri to go and take to protect his escape, to cover my retreat, right? And Sindri just basically at the end of the chapter says, she goes, my body, I can't move. So I don't know if all of a sudden Sindri has gotten part of her soul going on back, whatever, sort of some of her humanity, so to speak, and she's fighting the control that he has, or if maybe, we'll see in the beginning of the next chapter or the chapter after that, maybe she got a salt pellet jammed in her mouth, whatever. I don't know. I just know the chapter all in all was great. Chopper is not one of my favorite characters when it comes to things. Robin is. But their interactions in this chapter were absolutely wonderful. I really enjoyed, I really enjoyed the different, just the kind of dichotomy that they had between the whole, like, are they alive or are they dead? You know what I mean? They're not really alive, but they're not really dead either, We should have just left things be. That rolls around to my chapter question and comes full circle. What were your thoughts on the argument between Hogback and Chopper? And I'm not talking about Chopper going, oh, you're not a credit to humanity anymore. I'm talking about Chopper basically saying, listen, these people are not alive, okay? They're all stitched together, fucked up patchwork marionettes, shadows of their former selves, literally, right? And Hogback's like, listen, man, I don't care. Beauty's only skin deep. I got people that listen to me and do what I want to do unconditionally. They're alive, right? Look at them move, Look at them dance around like puppets. So let me know, though, what your thought is, where you weigh in that argument. Do you think they're alive or dead? Do you agree more with Hogback or Chopper? Where are you at in the argument on things? So let me know what your answer to that question is in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We will look forward to catching all of you in the next Fun Nation.
Thanks for watching. Remember to check out my other channels and follow me on Facebook and Twitter as well.